Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to a live impromptu edition of Matter of Opinion with Hold Up, Hear Me Out, though. How are you doing on this evening, ladies and gentlemen?
Doing good, doing good.
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Today was a pretty crazy day with recording the video for Rasheem Carter. And that video, I got it uploaded, but I'm waiting for it to clear monetization. So, ladies and gentlemen, look out for that video because yeah, we uncover the full story of Rasheem Carter and justice for Rasheem Carter. So I know there's an impromptu live, and today's subject matter is gonna be pretty much why do women glorify and being promiscuous. So Erica P, since you're a woman, the woman on the panel, what is the benefits and why do you believe that women would be promoting being promiscuous?
Okay, so just from my sake, I'm gonna say this. Don't get mad, but I feel like most women's promiscuity comes from a few different factors. It comes from them being told not to do it, so they're gonna rebel and do it anyway. You also have people that want to do the same as men. They feel like they're equal, so why can't I do the same stuff that men do? So if I feel like you could go out there and do it, I should be able to do the same thing. So it's more hand on hand of the way that person thinks. And you also have to look at it as a society. Our society is a lot more lenient than it used to be. So they're not holding people accountable for their actions like they would have 40 years ago, 60 years ago, things like that.
All right, June, what's your take, brother?
It's a lot. With what Erica said, I piggyback off that and just also add where I seen a woman today. I was driving to the library with my son, and I seen a
Mhm.
woman, and I thought about it. I'm like, yo, she's wearing spandex pants, and she was huge. But I'm like, you know what? She looked better with those spandex than if she didn't have them on. And I'm like, that's why they make them because it upgraded her look. So even though she was making herself look more scandalous, I would say, she
Mhm.
did better. And I'm sure she get more attention than if she was covered up. If she was covered up, who's really like she's not gonna get the same attention. Like she won't. So I guess at times it feel good, like when you get attention, when you feel like you need it. So I think part of it also is they just attention for some reason make women feel amazing. Like they forget about the rest of they problems. It's like everything's good. I'm getting attention. Sometimes, not all times, but that's what it seemed like. So
See, I gotta disagree with y'all, man. I don't think women should be promoting being promiscuous like that. And the reason why I say that is because when a man and a woman lay down together, who has more of a risk of losing their life when it comes to the whole process of sexual intercourse? If that woman gets pregnant, she has the more chance and risk of possibly losing her life. So, wouldn't you rather take that chance for somebody that actually deserve it? And with them banning, abortions and everything like that, yo, that's kind of a big deal. And I don't know if you guys been reading up on it, but just recently, I believe I forgot what state it is. I think it's like South Carolina or one of them southern states where they're putting a law in for if you have an abortion, you can legally face the death penalty because that that seed in your stomach, they're trying to say that that's alive, like a living person.
okay,
So these are things that you got to be careful about and think about it. If this actually goes through, it's going to start spreading to other states and everything like that. But another thing I want to point out too is when it comes to society, right? What things in society do we actually congratulate if it's easy? So, for instance, women are the gate key to sex, and men are the gate key to marriage. So, if a guy gets it easy, he's thinking like, "Yo, this was too easy. This isn't really worth my time." And even if that woman is just like, "Yo, I was looking for a good time," so to speak, you kind of lose respect because the challenge wasn't even that hard, so to speak. But I don't know, man. You risk yourself, you put yourself at risk just promoting the life of being promiscuous. Before one of y'all chime in, I just want to say Marlon Music is in the building and Tiffany McDaniels is in the building. What up, y'all? So, do y'all have any rebuttal to my point of view on
Yeah,
things? Or
yeah. Let me say something. But why do you think they? Because you asked us, why do we think they do it? Why do you think they do it though? Why do you think?
that is true. I guess the reason why they do it is because they looking at it as it got to be equal playing field, so to speak. What's the word I'm looking for? Um they want things like, I guess they want to be on equal playing grounds. I can't remember the term that is called when you like when I can't remember the word, but pretty much equal playing ground. So it's like, yo, if this guy can go around and sleep with a lot of women, I should be able to sleep with a lot of men, and there's no blowback from it. He's getting his credit, and people are saying, oh, that's the Don because he's getting, cheeks, whatever. So I should get the same thing. So I think that's like with the whole feminist movement and everything like that, a lot of women are not like, they're not trying to come second in anything. They're trying to be on equal playing field no matter what it is. So that's why I believe they're promoting the being promiscuous.
Let me put it out there. I'm not saying I agree with it, even if it's to increase your confidence. I don't agree with. I'm just saying I did notice. I wouldn't have looked at her if she didn't have that on. To be honest, and I'm like, yo,
Hmm.
she's getting attention. She's loving it. But I don't agree with that because it puts you in harm. There's predators just watching you, waiting. Like I'm talking about predators all over. So it's crazy.
Facts. Facts.
But
Anything
you
you
have to,
want to?
I was about
No,
to
go
say, you
ahead.
have to think about it though. If I'm out and I'm craving attention, what's the easiest way to do it? By dressing half naked, by dressing scandalous. Think about it. I get up and go to work every day. I'm fully clothed. Long sleeve shirt, pull long sleeve, long pants. Ain't nobody checking for me. They like, oh, she just going to work. But I guarantee if I decided I wanted to wear stuff that I'm going to the club in, to the supermarket, they're gonna be looking at me. It's gonna be one or the other. It's gonna be like, she too big to have that on, or she can rock that.
They still gonna look.
But you know what though? Here's the thing though. When you're a working woman and you actually dress and carry yourself a certain way and you're single, dudes at that job that speak to you, they're gonna start taking notice and being like, yo, this woman right here, like, is classy, and I gotta approach her different.
But how they gonna know that? Because we don't congratulate that. Like we don't go up and tell them like, yo, you crushed it. It's the guys who's trying to bag them like, dag, yeah. Those are the guys complimenting them when they wear something crazy. So how would they
No,
know? Like, you know what? I should dress this way because it looks classy. Like how would they really know that?
That's the
well,
problem.
see, this is the thing.
Mhm.
This is what this is what has to be taught in the home. You have to teach your daughter to actually appreciate herself and hold herself at a high standard, regardless what the situation is. And the more you do that, trust me, it's gonna be a bigger pot of gold at the end of the rainbow
Good
than you
answer.
looking for these quick attentions.
I like
So
it. That's
But
true.
you also have to think about it though, and I'm gonna take the comment Tiffany just said. Some women dress like that because that's what makes them feel good. It's not always about the attention. It's what you feel comfortable in and what you perceive looks nice. That's the other thing. You have some people who think tight is in, and that's all they wear. You got some people who think they supposed to be,
yeah,
y'all ain't
but
gonna like
but
what I'm about to say, but they gotta be strapped up, Jessica Rabbit 24/7.
but
That's just how they feel comfortable and
but Erica
confident.
P though, it still comes down to you're like the core values of the home. Because if you teach your child, yo, that's wrong, and you instill them core values. For instance,
Mm,
my son, I instilled the core values of, yo, cursing is bad. Watching movies and stuff or shows with curses, that's not cool. If they see something with curses, it turns them off. They're like, yo, I don't even want to watch this because it's full of vulgarity. So it all depends. It all comes down to the core values at home too. Not to say that it's 100%, but
of course.
it's a start.
Well, and you have to think about it. Some females growing up in their house, if it's too strict and they don't have the time and attention to express themselves, they're going to lash out. Do you know how many kids that parents bought them one thing, they then went and cut it up or snuck clothes
Yes.
in the house?
Oh
Like
yeah.
it
Oh yeah.
happens to everybody. But
Facts.
it's, do my family allow me to express myself or have that conversation like, hey, what you wear to dance class is not what you're going to be wearing outside in the streets. You put your clothes back on because there's a time and a place for the stuff you have on. I'm not sending my kid out in their spandex, the little itty bitty biker shorts and they little
That's true.
leotards. Like that's not what I'm doing. But if you have to wear that, it's like, okay, put pants on top of it, put a jacket on. My kids swim. They're not just walking out with they swim, the little swimsuit on with legs out. No. You put your little cover up back on and then we go do what we gotta do.
Hmm. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Pretty much in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Let me see. Going through the comment section, just because Tiffany McDaniel said, just because you dress like that doesn't mean you are wrong or you wasn't raised right. That is true. But my counter to that is Dave Chappelle used this analogy too. If you're getting robbed and the person successfully rob you, whatever, with knife point and everything like that. So now you're running down the street looking for a police officer, and I'm strolling down the street in a police uniform. You come running to me. Oh my God. Thank you, officer. Thank you. I was just robbed. Come here. Come here. The assailant is over here. And I'm like, oh, just because I'm dressed like a police officer doesn't mean I'm a police officer. Like, you feel me? So I understand that the person do got to get to know you, but optics matter.
They do.
Optics do matter. But you do have the right to dress however you want to, and people shouldn't cast judgment or think differently, but that's just the world we live in. People are going to judge regardless. So,
Yeah, wait.
any
Let me piggyback on that because wait,
okay.
Tiffany, right? I don't know a guy that would see a woman dressed scandalously and like think she's not like easy or something. Like I couldn't think of a guy. I don't know a guy who would think like, you know what, she classy or anything positive. It'd be like, yo, I want to smash, or I'm gonna try to. Like that's it. It's-
Even
Yeah, but
I'll
it
do you one better. I'll do you one better, June. Even if you saw a woman her entire year, like a celebrity, like you seen her, and the whole time you seen her, she was classy. Then all of a sudden you see, like, put it like this, like Erica Badu. Now that I see what she's doing, I'm like, yo, I thought I respected you. I thought you was a classy woman, and now you got your cheeks all out and doing. You automatically lose that respect. Like it goes down a pedestal. That's
for a
just for
guy,
dudes.
no.
You was gonna say something, Erica P?
Nah, I'm just laughing at the two of y'all
Oh, all
because
right.
just in general, like as a woman, I don't think like that. I'm putting on stuff thinking I'm looking cute, and then I'm out there and I'm really looking like I'm easy. No, that's not my intention.
But
Yeah,
yo, a
but
lot of us, that's just it's how we're wired. It seemed like as a
yes,
guy, that's just how our brain, when we see a woman, it just
Correct, but I guess that's the problem though. People look at face value. They don't always look at the
oh
whole
yeah.
package off the bat. It's just, oh, she dressed like a slut. Nope, I gotta keep moving. Like you have to look at that type of stuff, and it's like maybe that's the way she was feeling that day. Maybe she was on her way to the club.
I
Like you don't
I
know what
get it.
she
I
doing.
get it, but the point is, if I'm walking down the street dressed like a homeless person, you're
Yeah,
going to
You,
think I'm
yeah.
homeless.
all the
That's
time.
just how it is. Like And the word I was looking for was double standard.
True.
That's the word I was looking for earlier in the stream. So you can't have the double standard of saying, hey, if I dress like this, it don't mean nothing. So that means I could dress like a bum and step to you, and you supposed to think nothing of it and take me at my values, even though I'm dressed like a bum.
No, but you know what though? Let me say something to that. But you're
Yeah.
not dressing like a bum thinking you looking good though. They're dressing like that thinking they're looking good though. So
What if I'm dressing like that thinking I look good? Like, you got dudes
you
that
be low.
wear sweatpants and stuff, and they be like, you look like a bum. Like, you get what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. Okay.
it happens.
I
It
dig it.
happens. It happens.
I dig it. No, I get it.
um Last comment on this topic. Like you said, that is how you are wired. Maybe you should change how you are wired. People ain't gonna wear like
I'd have to be
that's
transgender.
just how it is, man. I understand this to say, oh, you got to change how you're wired, but I guarantee you there was a time probably somebody stepped to you and you was like, not with them looking like that, like you thought the worst of them. So hey, to each his own. All right, so I know we're pressing for time, so we're gonna jump into a video that was going viral on social media. And as a matter of fact, Tiffany's the one that sent this video. We're gonna watch it and then go over it and give our assessment on the video. It's about a dude that have 7 baby mamas, and he told these women, he didn't want kids. They wanted keeping the kids, yada yada. So he goes into a whole diatribe. So let's check it out.
7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
He went in. So what is your take on what your man just said? Who would like to go first on said topic?
Are you going?
I guess I'll go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm kind of not mad at him. If he gave you the impression that I didn't want to do this to the beginning, y'all both made the decision to lay down with each other. Yeah, I do feel like you could have, like, I know there's failure rates with birth control and things like that. That I understand. But you telling me 7 women did the same thing? That's a problem. And he a problem too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thing is, I don't even care about the babies. What about all the diseases that's out there? And if you saying it's only 7 that got your kids, how many other women out there that could have had your kids? You could have been 30 with 30 kids. Like, come on. But I also feel like people like that need help. That is a problem. You can't tell me smashing 7 different chicks is, especially when you calling them jumps. That means you had no real feelings from them from the beginning. That means you as a person need to do better. You do. Maybe you're a sex addict. Maybe you need to go to a meeting. Maybe you need to go talk to somebody, because that is a real problem. Now you got 7 babies out here who obviously going to be raised by a single parent, or have to go into foster care, or maybe have a step parent who step up. But not everybody. That's not guaranteed for everybody. What happens when this kid start looking for you later on in life, going, "Hey, what's your family history?" You don't know, especially if you ain't trying to contact these people at all.
But he doesn't care.
Correct. And that's the problem. You don't care because obviously somebody didn't teach you to care. Because that's not just something that you could just feel okay with doing. Now, what happens when you do finally find the person who wants to be with you, who wants to be your wife, and then you have to drop the bomb? Hey, I got 7 other kids out there. How you think that's going to make that person feel? Because that's going to be a problem too. What if they're not okay with you having that many kids out there? And like he said, he was being responsible enough to tell them that's not what they wanted to do. But guess what? The other person decided for you. So yeah, it do kind of make you a deadbeat. Because being a wife, what if I'm like, hey, we about to have our first kid together, and he's like, yeah, it's not my first. Because how many people really disclose all of this stuff? Some people get fully vested before they disclose things sometimes. And for him, he already said, I'm not being responsible for nothing. So that means in his mind, them kids ain't really his.
Say, all right, let me jump. All right, with what you just said, you said some people fully invest first. And that's what, if he did that, he's wrong. If he made them fall in love with him and then he did all that recklessness and then they got pregnant and he was talking like baby talk with them, if he did that, he's wrong. If he didn't, he's still wrong. But what's wrong with them? Like what's wrong with them? He says he don't want kids. He's a dirtbag, and you're still gonna have that child with him. I don't get that.
But you
My
have
thing
some.
is this. My thing is this. He's literally telling you. I don't know if he disclosed that information to
That's the thing.
those women of saying he had women prior, but if he's telling you from the rip, yo, I don't want kids or whatever, then that's on you as the woman. But we do go through we do got to understand, like, even though you're dealing with somebody, you might catch feelings. And we go through times where it's like, hey, yeah, I caught feelings, whatever. Maybe he'll change his mind about, having this baby or whatever, yada, yada. This is one thing I want to tell women. You cannot change a guy. You can do things to make him aware of what he's doing, but ultimately he has to decide to make that change. So do not go into a situation where, let's just say for the sake of argument, you meet a guy, you say, yo, I want a guy that's going to spend money on me. And he's like, yo, I'm frugal, I'm saving for a house, yada, yada. I don't spend money like that. He turns around and say, yo, I want a woman that has a high sex drive because I like having sex twice a day or whatever the case may be. In her mind, she's like, yo, I'm not big on sex like that. He's thinking, when I give her that D, whatever, she'll want more sex. She's thinking, all right, eventually he's gonna spend money on me. That's a relationship that's bound to fail. You cannot change a person's perspective or their ways. They have to want to make that change. So stop putting it in your head, man or woman. Oh, I'm going to get with this person and I'm going to make them change. That is not going to happen. It's up to that person. So I think that's something they probably did where they're like, maybe if I have this baby, he'll stick around or whatever the case may be. And some guys do suck it up and be like, you know what? I made the baby. I got to stay responsible. But he's literally stuck to his guns and said, yo, I'm not doing it. I told you straight up, I do not want to have this baby or kids. You decided to have these kids. Matter of fact, he even said he gave them money for the plan B or for the abortion, whatever. And from there, they decided to do what they wanted to do with it. So if he took all those steps, that falls on you as the woman. I gotta excuse him from blame. Yes, he's a
Him
dirtbag. Yes, he's a
completely.
dirtbag. No, not completely.
Oh
Yes,
no.
I gotta say, in a way, I gotta say
So,
completely because he gave them you know what I mean? Like he gave them
walls with
the
us. You're men. With us being men, don't you know? You know they will come after us more than they will the woman. You're not going to be reckless like that. He's being reckless like that as if he doesn't know what happens to men that are reckless. So that's why he get a little blame. He at least got to get some.
Yeah, but if he's providing the money for them to take care of it, like, so it's not like he's like, all right, you pregnant? Well, you got to figure out a plan B or whatever the case may be. According to him, like I said, we don't know the insides. According to what he said, he provided them the money to take care
Yeah.
of the situation.
Yeah,
Correct.
So,
But then
like,
but you also have to think about the other factors too. What if they didn't find out right away? Some states back then was 8, 10 weeks and that was it. So if they found out at week 11, you stuck anyway. What if you were on birth control and it failed? That's the problem too. If you knew he was raw dogging without protection, you as the woman, yes, you have to make sure that you got your plan B too. But I also feel like y'all both was in on this.
Thank
So
you.
yes, if he's saying
but
I don't want to do this and you decided you was keeping it, yes, I'm putting the blame on her too.
She get
but
Because
Erica
royalty.
P, but Erica P, if women are the gateway to sex and you're letting him raw dog you, whose fault is that?
it's not a fault thing, it's because you consciously made the
No,
decision to do it.
but who do you put the blame on? If my son, um, I'm trying to think. If I have a gun in the house or whatever and I don't lock it up and my son go takes the gun and go outside and do something, that's on me. I should have
Correct.
the fact that I'm the one that is the owner of the gun and it's my job to make sure that the gun is secured because I know what's going to happen if it's not, that falls on my shoulders.
It does,
So if you okay,
but think about it though. I can't tell if he ejaculated or not. So if I can't tell, how am I going to stop it?
Hey, I don't know if he shot somebody. Hey, you need to lock your gun up. You need
Correct.
to
But
keep
that's what I
your
said
gun.
though.
Hey,
If she
because
protected herself, like I said, birth control does have a failure rate. So if she
but
did what she was supposed to do as well,
that's
then yes, at that point she needs to decide: are you keeping it and doing this by yourself, or
still
or
still
you getting rid of it? There's no choice in between.
what's wrong with no glove, no love. Plain
no
and simple.
true.
No
It
glove, no love. Plain and
correct,
simple.
but it depends on people. Think about it. You got people who got latex allergies, so they can't use half of the products out there. Guess what? When you go from latex to lambskin, it's the same risk. It's the same.
Okay,
It's still on them
but
though.
but it still
But it is
falls on you.
correct. And it does. It's like, hey, if like you said, it does fall on her, but it also falls on him because you could have pulled out. Like you said, I don't know when
I
you
don't,
about to or not.
yo,
I understand. Go ahead, June.
that's not always possible though. I just wanted to say that you could go.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
always
I get
possible.
that, but that's what I'm saying. Those are all risks when you decide to lay down with these people.
That's why
So
she should keep her box closed because I'm telling you, if you look,
correct. Or in his case, if it's a jump, maybe you need to not have him either.
But here's my question though. If you're getting with a dude that is plain and simply saying, I don't want to have kids, why would you want to take that risk anyway? Why not take the risk of a guy who is saying, yo, if you got pregnant, whatever, I'm willing to take care of the kid. I'm going to step up. I'm going to do what I have to do.
Good
But if
question.
the person is plain and simply telling you, I don't want to have kids, and you understand the risks of of getting pregnant in the whole nine, you can't turn around and bash dude talking about he's a deadbeat dad because he
Correct.
told you from the jump.
And I know I wasn't bashing him for it. I'm
You
not I'm not bashing for it if he's
all
being
right.
open and honest and telling people that. If
Okay,
you're
what'd you
not
say,
open and
Jane?
honestly telling people that and keep reiterating,
But we're
hey,
going by what he said. He said he openly. You can't
correct.
bring other
But you don't
narratives
know if he
into it.
said it one time or if he said it 100. If you said it once in passing and you continue this type of relationship, like you said, maybe somebody's feelings changed and they didn't revisit that conversation. I don't
Look,
know. I'm just
look. I
playing
know.
devil's
I know.
advocate
I
on the
know.
other side.
I know parents that be like, "Yo," to their kids. I told you one time already. So why are you doing this again? And they be ready to chip the kid up or whatever. So hey, it is what it is. All right. We agree to disagree. We'll leave it at that or whatever. Quickly run through the comment section real quick and then we'll jump to the next topic before we wrap this up. All right. Tiffany McDaniel, she said, I don't feel like he's wrong. Just like women have rights, so do men. Like he said he don't want the child, so he shouldn't have to deal with it when he offered other options to help you out.
No, I
Tanisha
gotta say something.
Sajay.
I gotta say
Tanisha's in
something
the
on that.
building. Okay.
Cause at the end of the day, we don't know. Some women may get pregnant and may really feel such a strong bond where they thought they would get abortions. Now it's like, yo, I feel connected to what's inside of me. So he could offer whatever he wants. His problem was he shouldn't have even taken that chance. Just strap up.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
true. That's where I'll give some blame to him. You should have just strapped up, whatever. So yes, I'll walk my step back. Yes, I got to give him some blame on that. But as far as calling him a deadbeat dad, I don't agree with it because he said he didn't want no children. So I give you that, Erica P. I concede to that. I concede. I give you that. Tanisha Sajay. What's up, Tanisha in the building? She said, I agree with this man. He told them he didn't want them. If a guy tells a woman not to get an abortion, he has no say, and the woman can do whatever she wants. That's true. That's true. I can't argue with that. Tiffany said, I will send you the link because he has more videos about this. I bet. Definitely. Even if you take birth control, there's always that risk. That is true. That is true.
Mhm.
It's always that risk. I agree. All right. Switching gears to the next topic. This also has to deal with a gentleman that had to say this about men not posting their significant other on social media. Let's check it out.
A woman but not posting her is a major red flag. And I don't want to hear you keep your personal life private. You just don't want other women to know you're in a relationship so you can keep your options open, which is why you're hearting their half naked pics and in their DMs. A committed man in a relationship that's actively posting on social media will willingly post his woman because he's proud to have her and he's proud to flaunt her. He wants the world to know that's his woman.
Let me start off.
Go ahead.
You good with that, Walt?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree. You know what? I agree. Here go why I agree with him. He said if the person is actively posting on social
I
media,
was just about to key in on that. Yep.
that's what I
Go
agree
ahead.
with.
Go
If
ahead.
someone's a social media person, then yes. If you're not, then there's something you're hiding. Maybe you're hiding them because you probably had a dangerous background and you don't want your gang activity, to interfere. Maybe you're any reason. But I think if you're not posting and you don't do it, I just think that's safety. You're trying to protect your family. You're trying to protect the person you love because people will. There was a murder that just happened. This one podcaster, she was killed, 33-year-old, murdered her and her husband because someone online found her, tracked her down, and ended up killing her and her husband because he became infatuated. So now I feel like if you're not posting, it's okay if you don't post your significant other. But if you are, hey, that's a red flag, a question mark.
Yeah. I'll say this. If you're a person who actively on social media and you're posting, and I'm not talking about a person that's posting business If you're posting business, to me, that's not
That's different.
having a social media life. That's actually making moves to make money for the home and everything like that. But if you're posting on social media like the average person, the only way I can see a person can actually get away with not doing that, so to speak, like you said, the point you made is excellent if they're trying to protect them. And I'm pretty sure that's a conversation that you had with your significant other on a case like that. But if that's not a conversation you had with your significant other on why not, and they're not posting them, I believe that person should give their significant other access to their social media to see if there's anything going on, so to speak. You know, now, depending on the person you're with, they might just be like, you know what, I trust you. It is what it is, but they still have the access if need be. So if you're genuinely not doing nothing, you should be able to be like, hey, babe, I'm not posting you, but I'm not doing whatever. Here's access to it if you ever want to check it. Problem solved, no issues. But if everything is hidden and all of that stuff, it's a problem. Erica P.
Yeah, I agree with what y'all was saying. I was thinking the same thing. People that have active lives, if you are actively posting, actively hearting, then yes, you should, if there's no reason not to. Like you said, people have their own ideas of what they want to be seen to the public. So yes, if you're somebody like me, I don't really post to kids. I don't feel like they need to have a presence yet. So I could see you not posting the kids. I could see you not posting the spouse. If that's something y'all both spoke about, agreed about, it's fine with it. But if you sneakily doing it, then yeah, to me, that's a problem. So you either trying to hide the family or you probably got another side family out there that you trying to make sure don't intertwine with each other.
Let me ask, because so if your significant other, let's just say if your woman is hearting a dude that's shirtless and got a nice body, or your dude is liking a chick twerking or something like that, is that a problem?
For me, no. And the reason for me, no, is because if you hearting it, I'm probably right there looking at you like, oh, what are we looking at? So for me, it's not a problem because guess what? I don't do it. I'm not that interested in being online looking at other people. I barely watch regular TV that often. So I don't really follow people. I'm not looking at celebrities. I'm just not interested. I got so much other time on my hands to do other stuff.
What about you, June?
I think the optics make it bad, where if you're doing that, there may be a point in the relationship where you're in a position where you look compromised, where you didn't do anything wrong, but it just seemed like you did. And now that person's memory that he do be sitting there liking people. And I did see he liked her thing in his history. And it's like that may bring things up. And it's like because of that,
especially if she don't got buns like the chick you just like.
exactly. Insecure.
You know what I mean? So I can see where you're coming from. It could psychologically affect somebody, but like I said, it all depends on because for me, I don't care if chick likes, hey, a dude who got the gray sweatpants on, it is what it is. Eye candy for you. So it is what it is. All right. I know you pressing for time, so yeah. Okay. Oh, you sure? So you want to touch this next topic or whatever?
Which one is it?
We got two options. We got the all right. We'll touch the.
Let's just touch the.
Come on. All right. So here's the next one that we're gonna touch. This we got to see what I want to see what you guys think on this one, because a lot of people could take this as disrespectful. Without further ado, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. And again, this was sent by Tiffany.
My mom's sitting in the front seat.
I'm not getting
Yes, you are. What?
No, I'm not
Yo, go in the back.
I'm serious right now.
Yeah, I'm serious.
That's your wife. I'm not getting in the back seat.
Babe, go in the back. My mom's sitting in the
Your
back.
mother?
Yes, go in the back.
No.
What are you doing? Go
Are
in
you
the back.
serious? For your mother?
No, that's your wife.
Yo, homie, that's homie, that's your wife, homie.
You want to do these outside on the highway?
Your wife. Why are you
I
putting her in the back
understand
seat?
that, but that's my mom's though. She birthed me.
Put her in the back.
No,
I was just saying it's a nice car.
Yo. So pretty much the dude was picking up his mother, I guess, from the airport or something. And he basically told his wife, get out the front seat so my moms could sit in the front seat. Would you, ladies and gentlemen, have a problem with that? Erica P, would you have a problem with that if you had to get out of the front seat and sit in the back seat for the dude's mom?
I don't feel like it's a problem for me. They're older than me. It's a respect thing. I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. If that person is older than me and it's his mama, yeah, I'm gonna gladly get up. Ma, we here? Okay, he gonna help you put your bags in the car. I'm gonna escort myself to the back seat because I feel like it's a respect thing. That's something that we do in my family. You go pick up grandma from the airport, you go pick up mom from the airport. You the kid in that situation. Kids sit in the back seat. Sorry, not sorry.
June, what's your thoughts?
Yo, I'm like torn because I feel like that was kind of disrespectful. I feel like he should have at least told her ahead of time. Like I would have been like, yo, like if I'm gonna ask you to do that, I would have asked you ahead of time. Like, yo, I'm going with my mom's. That's just how the culture is. That's how we do it. But in the moment, like, get out. That just, I don't know. That just, I think she should have made the decision to just get up herself. Like, that's who I would want to be with. Someone who's like, nah, your mom's sitting in the front. It's like, yo, I appreciate that. But the way he did it, I don't know. That just seemed weird. That's why they were like, yo, that's your wife. Like, what is you doing? And it's like,
But see, but think about what you said. If that's your wife, she should have known. Because my thing is, it ain't like you just married somebody after knowing them for 5 minutes. You got people that do that, but still, if you're his wife, you should have known what the culture of the family is. And to me, it's a respect issue. She's being disrespectful to your mother because she's arguing out in these streets. One, in front of your mama, and two, in front of strangers where they could record you. As a man, that got to be embarrassing. Because guess what? As a woman, me looking at it, it's embarrassing.
it was embarrassing.
See, here's the thing though, because I understand these are things that you should say do ahead of time or something like that or whatever. And what if it's a situation where they're like bad communicators or something like that, or he was never in a position where he had to pick up his mom's with wifey in the car or something like that or whatever. Like for whatever odd reason, they didn't get around to speaking to it or whatever. I feel like if they didn't get around speaking to it, she was obligated to stay in the front seat. The reason why I say she was obligated to stay in the front seat, no disrespect to Mom Dukes or anything like that. At the end of the day, once you marry that woman and you, like that's a bond, so to speak. Because check this out. If your wife or your husband is making decisions based on what his folks are saying or what her folks are saying, that is frustrating. And the thing is like, yo, why are you bringing your family dynamic into it? We're supposed to be we're supposed to be the partnership. Everything fringes on us. We're now one. So if that's true, she should definitely feel obligated. Like, yo, I'm sitting here. You didn't speak to me about this. So yeah. Now I get your point, Erica P. As a woman, it's like, yo, the way you carry yourself, you should just, hey, get out the front seat, get in the back. And when you go home, yo, you let them have it, so to speak, or you let her have it. But I feel like if it's not a discussion, she's obligated to sit in the front seat, because that's you and your wife's car.
I get it, but she
This is
was
the
in the middle of the
outside
street
party.
fussing though. You got bystanders looking. So and then
So
you
then-
stood up anyway. So then
So
it's like,
So why didn't he bite his tongue and be like, all right, Mom, just get in the
but that's what I was
back
saying.
seat, whatever.
It's the
And
delivery of things though, because he could have said that. He could have walked over to Mom and said, "Hey, Mom, just come on. He could have talked to her differently too. He
His
could have
mom
said
should have
that.
done it too. His mom should have understood. That's his wife.
Correct. But that's what I'm saying. It really depends. Because depending on how you're raised, that like I said, it could be a sign of disrespect. Maybe the wife and the mama don't like each other. We don't know those dynamics.
That's
But guess
even
what?
worse.
It
Yeah.
correct. But you got some family dynamics where moms and wives are fighting. Moms and wives don't see eye to eye. And if that's the case, maybe she felt like mom gonna sit her butt in the back seat. But guess what? You still didn't because mom's clearly you stood
Mhm.
up and she clearly slid in on you. Like
Mhm.
If
Yeah, the
that,
dude.
what do you think would have happened if that was Krishan?
they would have been fighting. They would have been fighting.
That's the worst.
They already went down that path and had a fist fight, so it is what it is. But all right, so just to sum it up, who do you think was wrong? Was like the who do you think was more wrong out of everybody? The husband, the wife, or the mom?
I'm gonna say the wife just because she disrespected the family in front of public.
The husband was worse.
That's you agree, June?
No, the husband. He should have talked to her if that was the move he was gonna pull.
Yeah, I agree. It was the husband because he should have communicated that. So, in the spur of the moment,
Mm-hmm. Nope.
sometimes you get warped out of reality. It's easy to say it in hindsight or whatever, but in the moment, yeah. So I agree that I put the blame on the husband. All right. So the last topic of the day, the thing that's going viral on social media. Let's post it up. Russell Wilson and wife Ciara hit up the Oscar party with singer showcasing risque outfit. And for those who don't know what the outfit is, it's basically a see-through where she's wearing basically like a fishnet or whatever see-through lingerie, and all she got on is a thong and some things covering like her nipples, like two things covering her nipples pretty much. Now, Russell Wilson is getting a lot of flack on social media. Let me scroll back up so
Rightfully
you can see
so.
his facial expression. The brother don't look like he's happy, so to speak. And on social media, since Russell Wilson wears his Christianity and his faith on his sleeve, he's getting a lot of blowback saying like, "Yo, that's not something like a Christian should do," and you shouldn't have let her go out like that. That's inappropriate, yada yada. But then you got other people on the other side who are saying, "Hey, you know, she's a woman. She got the right to decide whatever she want to wear." One person even posted an image of Russell Wilson, I think like during football practice, shirtless, and someone took a picture and was like, "Oh," they made a joke saying, "Oh, Ciara should be offended. He's shirtless, so women, are gonna go
Okay.
after him, yada yada, all of this stuff." So, with that being said, oh, not even that. That's not the only thing, too. Remind you, she's married in the whole nine, and she just recently had a song talking about, being single and all this stuff like that, and being a baddie, yada yada. Basically promoting the single life of I don't need a man, and all of this stuff that's going on, with the feminist movement and everything like that, and women empowerment. So, with that being said, do you, ladies and gentlemen, think that this is going to cause problems or a divide between the couple?
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go first. A lot of times with these outfits and these designers, you have to approve it. He may not have been happy with the choice, but it was probably an approved choice that was made because it's not like she's not a big time person. It's a difference if she was just a model and you just putting on whatever the designer sent you.
Let me interject real quick. Just because a woman does something in the presence of her husband or her man does not mean it was approved. The man
Oh, I didn't.
sometimes just give the okay with it to nip the argument in the butt and don't want to get more agitated than he already is.
No, no. I wasn't saying approved by it by him. What I'm saying is it was
Okay.
approved by the designer. So somebody approved it by the designer for her to wear it to the Oscars. So what I'm saying is she approved it, her stylist approved it, somebody approved that. You don't know if he was blindsided because looking at that picture, it looked like he was blindsided by that outfit. So do I think that's gonna be a conversation that's probably gonna be had? I don't know. And the reason is she been real risky lately about the clothes that she been putting on because she got that bounce back baby body back. So it it to me is going to cause some problems because if you're a Christian and you're living this Christian lifestyle, you're going to have some church members looking at you sideways. You're gonna have some pushback. Like you're supposed to be clean cut, and he has sponsors for certain items. What if that picture makes his sponsors run away? Those are things people have to think about too. You can't just be like, "Well, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, and this is it." You also got to deal with that blowback.
You want to go, June?
Nah, you take it.
All right, man. I understand you say the designers had to approve it or something like that and stuff like that, but if they don't gotta wear it, of course they're gonna approve it. And that's the thing. Why would you subject yourself to doing that with you having a whole significant other? That makes absolutely no sense. Like, why? I don't know. It like to me, it's like, why would you need to wear that and not think you're disrespecting your husband or whatever the case may be? Granted, even if he approved it, that looks bad on him for you to let this woman walk around dressed like that. On top of that, the song that she just made basically promoting being single and living your best life, hot girl summer, all of that. Like, it's like real talk. It's making me realize exactly why she was with her ex. What was it? Trey Songz? Who was her ex
Future,
again?
she got
Future.
Future as a
Yeah,
baby daddy.
yeah. Future as a baby
Um,
daddy. Yeah, but she was with a lot of different celebrities and everything. But yeah, it was Future. Like, it's giving me the vibes, man, that you for the streets. Like, I don't know. That's not the way a person that's married acts, in my opinion.
I mean, I, I agree with both of you. I agree. But he know who he married. Like he married an entertainer. Like that's who you married. She had a second child, right? I believe.
she got three
Uh,
now. She got
Mhm.
So
she had a third one.
she's an entertainer. For her value to go up in entertainment, she has to show she still have that body. She's now getting a buzz. People now care. I personally, I wouldn't feel as comfortable as he feel. You said it make him look bad. It kind of make him look like he's not insecure at all. It's like she could wear what she wants. She mine. Like, what am I worried about? Like, cause they gonna say something about me? He's like, why does that matter? I'm making money, even though I suck on the Broncos right now, but I'm making money. It's like, so to me, he looks bad because it's like, I don't know. She's out there like Hosea. It's a guy in the Bible. God made him marry a prostitute. And it's like the Christians can't say nothing about Russell Wilson, what his wife does. That's like he should be leading better, but they can't really say much. Like I said, God made Hosea marry a prostitute, and he married an entertainer. He know who he had.
But I guess my thing is, what happens to the feeling of respecting the person that you're with?
Does he feel disrespected?
What happens to taking consideration of, hey, this is a bad representation on my woman, or there's a bad representation on my man? I understand if you're performing on stage, that's a different thing. That's a show. That's a show. This is people that just dress up for the Oscars. Yo,
But it,
even Meg the Stallion was dressed way more concerned. Like when I looked at the two, if I never saw them, like saw Meg the Stallion or heard of her, and I looked at their pictures when they was together and took a picture together, I would think Meg the Stallion's the one who's classy. Like Meg the Stallion can be a classy woman. I don't know. I don't know her private life, whatever. But when you listen to her music, you think she's promiscuous.
yeah.
But with none of that information, I would look at it as, dag, Meg the Stallion, that's a classy woman. This chick right here, I don't know. She seemed like she got some type of thought activity going on.
But I also
Yo,
wouldn't have known she had 3 kids. I would have
I would
like I would have been like, what 3 kids? I'd have
yeah,
forgot about anything.
but then I'm like, and she's married? Like, where they do that at? Like, I don't
I'd
know,
still
man.
be shocked that she had 3 kids. She looked like that, and you told me she married. I'm like, yo, like, is she happily married? Because this guy's lucky then. That's what I would have
Look,
thought, to be
But
real with you.
I was about to say you have to think about it though. She's confident because there's pictures online where she's topless, she does that. She
No.
has that wow factor, but she's also 37 years old. She's trying to compete with the 20-year-olds.
And
Right now, that's the going thing.
but you're supposed to compete with the 20-year-olds when you're looking to bag something.
No, you have to think about the industry that she's in. She's a musician. So she has to compete with what's going on with the younger population right now. Because guess
Erica
what?
P, if you have the talent, it doesn't matter. The reason why I say
It
that is
does
because
sometimes though.
look, check this out. What was her name? The woman that lost all the weight, the singer, the one that was in Dream Girls, Jennifer Hudson. Even when she was big, the fact that she had talent, people didn't care. She still was doing her thing. Ruben Studdard, as big as he still was getting that bread because it's about the talent.
where are
Yeah,
Correct.
the looks.
But
Yeah,
where
the
are they
looks may
now though?
bring you.
Because
Yeah, where are they?
Where are
you
they
don't
now?
hear about them. No, you
The thing,
don't.
but you got to look at it like this: just because you don't hear about them doesn't mean that it's a look thing. It's probably, hey, I got burnt out. I can't be more creative with songs or whatever the case may be. So it's I refuse to believe it's just a look thing that made a person fall off the face of the earth when it comes to music. Because if you have the talent, you're going to make it. Little Wayne is not the most handsome brother in the world, but
But
he's
Walls,
still
the
doing his
cemetery
thing.
has the most talent that's undiscovered. So just because you have talent, it doesn't mean anything. You like
Correct.
Yes,
if a woman know how to rap, she normally has to be scandalous, like Megan the Stallion, for people to listen. We're
but
not
Think about
listening
June,
the,
because she
think
but
can rap.
about the
June,
Brad. Think about it. When
Exactly.
she was dressing hard with her jackets, looking like a dude, she was not getting as much play. The minute she switched up her look for a split second, her
Yeah.
music started getting out there more when she was dressing more ladylike.
actually, the brat when she first appeared on the scene, she was getting the hits. She was making that money. Was her music that she was producing later on as good as it was?
No, it was
I don't know.
different.
That's for people to judge. But the bottom line is Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. She was big as whatever. She lost the weight now, but she still was dropping music that content that people want to listen to.
You're
That's
naming
what it comes down
exceptions.
to.
You're
Correct,
naming
but
Huh?
exceptions. Like Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, not Whoopi. Yeah, she's not the most beautiful woman in the world.
but
But
she
when
was
it
an
comes to
exception.
acting, sometimes they put that pressure on you. You have to look a certain way. So there are
I
people that
under-
can slip through the cracks.
no, that's fine and dandy, but just to attack the point that you made when you said, yo, there's people that has the talent. My thing is once you make it and you actually have an audience, your talent will determine if you stay relevant.
But
Everybody's
you
talk everybody's talking about what was it? How well, I lost my train of thought, but go on, go Erica P. It'll come back to me.
but you got to think about it though. Her I you got to look at her totality. She's a dancer. She, you have to think about that. She's a mom. She's somebody who, is very fit. So she's going to be a little more to the extreme than most. She got a new album coming out. Guess what? She could have threw that outfit on just for shock factor to get her name ringing. We don't know what was the reason for
But that
it,
is.
but
It's for
those are all things that could aid to that as well.
I,
And
I
like you
no,
don't, I
said,
don't, I
her
don't.
husband was there. So you don't know if it was, hey, we gonna wear this on the carpet and you gonna throw a whole cloak on top of it. You don't know what happened after they made that entrance in.
I'm just not agreeing that that outfit is gonna bring more record sales to Ciara because she's not a person that's out there actively making music like that.
but we're talking about her now. So since we're
Correct.
talking about her now, people's talking. Some people's like, wait, who's Sierra? I'm not. But oh, wow, I like that song. Wow, she could dance like that.
I'm like
So
1-2 step. That
yeah,
I remember that, Sierra. I remember 1-2 step. You'd be like, oh, 1-2 step and level up.
but
Okay. Let me go see what the next thing
here's the
is.
thing though, you can't marry a hooker and then you get mad because she's dressed in I'm not saying she's a hooker because that may sound like that, but she has a certain job. Like he knew that. Like she was always that was always her. Like she was always trying to be extra sexy and all of that.
I'm
Always.
good with that, but
Now that she married,
never something like this. Like, come on,
she's
for
naked.
Oscar, man. Like,
She was naked on
Yeah.
album covers. Naked. You know how many people is there for you to take an album cover picture? So she's
I
been
still,
worse.
I still see that's different than going to a public setting. Like I look at it as going out on a date. I look at going out on a date as different than your entertainment life. It's like saying if I marry a porn star and she's doing scenes on the camera, whatever, that doesn't mean just because I accept her doing that in her private life, I'm accepting her to go smash with thousands of dudes. I can have the understanding when it comes to you doing your thing for Pornhub, whatever. It's a controlled environment, whatever. It's entertainment, blah, blah, blah. So you're doing your thing. It's your job. But it doesn't mean I'm going to accept it outside of your job.
But that is her
That's
job.
a whole different dynamic. It's her job, yes, for Pornhub, but
No, no,
it
no,
ain't her
no, no.
job on her own, like on her own, on her own accord
No, I'm saying the
to do
Oscar,
that.
right? It's essentially her job because when you go into the prom, you go to the showcase. That's a showcase. That's where I spend a lot of money on what I'm wearing, and the world is watching me. That's she's working. Like that's her job. He knows that. Like
But
her
did
job is
you
to be
okay?
seen, loved, and envied.
Okay, but you had options most likely to decide what, like, I'm pretty sure you had options to decide what to wear, or you had a say in the matter.
Yeah, and that we wouldn't be talking about her if she wasn't wearing that.
Correct.
I
Or they could have
understand.
did like
I,
any
I
wedding dress. They could have put the nude colored stuff underneath it. They could have put a lining in the dress. She could have wore the same dress with a
see,
lining, and she wouldn't have
see,
got the same flag.
see, and
Right.
I think that's what's wrong now is people are going through these extreme measures just for people to talk about them. And I'm in my opinion, that's sending a bad message because you're going to get regular people who are going to think, hey, as long as I get people talking about me, it's okay to do XYZ. And I think that's the biggest problem with society and why stuff is going to hell now as it is.
But that's nothing new though. People's always doing stuff like that for attention.
People
Mhm.
was, but this provocative,
But she's
this is
done it.
something new.
No, it's not.
This
Not for her. She's done it. I'm telling you.
I'm
J
talking
Lo,
about
J Lo,
everybody dressing provocative and stuff like that. This is something that's happening new. Before you would catch the Madonna who dressed provocative and people like, yo, that's disgusting, yada yada.
J
Now
Lo,
this
J
is more
Lo.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
J-Lo
I'm
was
saying
out there.
I'm saying it started with the Madonna era.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It started with Madonna, and it was like, yo, this is tacky. You're not supposed to do that. Save that behind closed doors. Now it's to the point. My thing is, yo, I look at it as this is the society that my daughter got to walk into. And I think the biggest difference when it comes to mothers and dads raising kids. See, a dad is gonna go to his daughter and be like, yo, daughter, don't like, especially if you know you was out there tricking when you was younger, you
As a
like, daughter, do not mess with these types of dudes. You want the dudes who are the nerds who are in the library, all of this stuff. You're gonna guide them in that direction. And then for the boys, you're gonna look at it as, don't make the same mistakes I do. Focus on that money. The girls will come later. You're gonna give both parties the best advice.
but that doesn't work.
I strongly believe that women are gonna give the best advice to their daughters, what's good for them, not family.
Do you agree, Erica? Because I kind of agree with that. But
I do. I
agree
actually
with that.
do. I
You get
didn't
what I'm
want
saying?
to, but I actually
So
agree with him.
that's the problem that we're having. And I just look at it as women saying, oh, this is good. Look at, nah, man, I'm thinking about my daughter. That's what I'm thinking about. And I'm like, yo, I hope she don't fall into the chaos that's going now, because I believe in family structure.
But I
So
got you one. You brought up her outfit. What about all of the Beyonce's outfits that she wears to these Met galas and stuff? They just as naked. They just as naked. The only difference
but
is she might have more jewels in certain areas, but they still see through. You still can see her whole butt.
well,
It's
guess
the
what?
same thing though.
Guess what? She probably did some very good PR for it not to be all over the news.
Look it up.
Because
Look it up.
I understand.
Beyonce's Met Gala outfits. They look the
I
same.
understand you have to look it up. It's a difference when you got to look something up, whereas it's plastered everywhere.
Well, you have to think about it. Every year, there's like I can remember back in the day. What is
Oh,
that? The
before you
channel
go on,
ET.
Black Sheepdog is in the building. What up, Black Sheepdog?
Like she,
Go
Think
on.
about it on the show. The Entertainment Tonight, ET. They talk about all of these outfits. Like it's basically running through what did people wear, who is the designer. They do that. Now, is she going to be the one that's going to be on everything right now? Of course. But they probably showed other people that was in that, looking at it too. It's just this era is a little different than it was in 2014 or
but
in 1974 when Cher was doing it.
But
true.
Erica P, you said Beyonce does this all the time, yada yada. Why is Ciara getting so much notoriety for this? Because that's something she doesn't do on a norm. This is
She
something
does.
that is out of pocket.
For Sierra, no, she does.
This
When she,
naked, this
yes,
naked
I'm
out in a
telling you,
public setting.
yes, when she goes to these galas and things, her dresses are skimpy. You have slits up the wazoo. You got the back cutouts. She got
Is
one
that
that
the
she was in
research
a
queen? That's the
stocking.
research
See,
queen.
back cut out and slits on the side. This is
And
basically
she wore
see-through.
stocking. It was see-through stockings one year. What you saw was she wasn't pasty. She actually had a black bra and a black pair of panties on, but it was stocking material. So, like I said, I know I've seen her in some scandalous stuff. All you got to do is just look up Sierra and look at some of the events. But like I said, Met Gala, I know is one that a lot more people wear, nakedness gowns with jewels posted everywhere.
You said Met Gala.
Yeah, look at the Met Gala.
What is, how you spell it? MET.
METGALA.
I got it.
And type Beyonce. You'll pull up.
Wait.
She got a couple of naked
No,
dresses.
I'm not. I'm not
That's
talking
how-
about. I'm not talking about Beyonce. I'm talking.
No, but what
about
I'm saying
Ciara.
is Sierra does it too, but
I
each artist has done
check
it.
this out. Check this out. This looks absolutely nothing like she was wearing. This is nothing compared
Well,
to her nakedness.
because
Nothing.
I wasn't looking at her Met Gala outfit. I was looking at Beyonce's Met Gala outfit.
I specifically said the reason why Ciara is being broadcast like this is because this is something out of the norm with her. That's
It's
what I
not.
said.
Is that-
And you said no, she has done it with
Okay.
Met Gala.
No,
The point is, the reason why she's making news like this is because this is out of pocket to her standards. This isn't something that she does. So
Yo,
why not?
okay, so go to Fashion Week. You want a Sierra naked one? Type Sierra sheer dress, garter, and stockings. This one is recent, March 6th.
But that is how Sierra dressed. She dressed very
Correct.
scandalous. Like she shows body.
Paris Fashion Week. She was in the stockings.
That's how she. Yo,
Paris fashion.
Type Sierra sheer dress, showing off her garter and stockings
dang.
because it's in style. I looked it up real fast.
I don't see it.
I wish I could. I'm like on my phone, it ain't
Can
gonna
you-
look that great.
You can't. Email it to me.
Okay, see through.
It's see through.
Because the only stuff I see
That
that's
is
see-through that
see-through.
she's wearing,
It is
she
see-through.
actually
You
has
see
like a bodysuit or something
You
under
see her
it.
panties.
I can see her
She's
booty.
see through.
Maybe I don't know, but
I'm about to type the link in so you can pull it up.
wait, was Beyonce after she had kids that she was?
Okay, so Beyonce's the one from the Met Gala that I saw for Beyonce, it was in 2015. So yeah, it would have been after 2015, 16. No, it might have been before. I don't know. Because I
Because this
blew
woman
past
has
that one.
3 kids and she wore that. So I think a lot of people's gonna be talking about it. If she didn't have any kids, they'd just be like, okay, she's wilding. But she had 3 kids and she looked like that. That's crazy.
No, I'm giving her props that she looked like that, but I'm just like, yo, at the expense of Russell Wilson.
But how is that at the expense of him? Like, what is it that? How did it affect him?
Let me. I guess
If you're Russell Wilson,
let me rephrase. In my opinion, it looked like it's at the expense of Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson is happy with the situation, that's on him. He's happy with it. It is what it
I'm not
is.
saying he is happy, but I'm saying what is it that it cost him that she did that? Is it because we're saying something negative that should have like been something that made him say no?
Because if he's a man that's being offended by it, let's just say for the sake of argument, he didn't really approve of it, but she decided I'm gonna wear this anyway.
Mhm.
That's at the expense of Russell Wilson because that can in turn cause problems going forward.
Now let's say he said, "Dang, babe, you look good in that dress." Like, yo,
you like it out, you like it, I love it. Then it is what it is. But we're always gonna have our opinion on it. That's just we do on the outside. We always have our opinion on it. But
no, but what I was asking, I was trying to see was it at his expense? I get it.
Yeah, that's why, because it can cause a rift. Because we may not see nothing now, but who knows if it causes a rift.
If I didn't like it, if I didn't like that, it would cause a rift. If I wouldn't have even gone with her. Put it that way.
But no disrespect to Russell Wilson, but do he look like a brother that would put his foot down and be like, I'm not going?
I mean,
no disrespect, but I'm just saying, he don't seem like a person that will flip out or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know him like that, but
which, don't get me wrong, that shows good character. So I'm not being disrespectful. That's good character on him, but I'm just saying he don't look like a brother that will flip out.
I mean, when he said he used to bully people in high school, I feel like that is somebody that can do that if he used to bully. And he said that early in his career, not once they started bothering him. He's like, he had to get that out of him where he stopped.
You know what? That is true because it's the quiet ones you got to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely the quiet ones you got to look out for. But look, Russell Wilson, you like it? I love it. I'll leave it at that, man.
I'm not saying I think he like it. I don't think he like it. I don't think most guys would like that. I think you'd have to be a weird guy that really, I don't know. I just think that's a little bit weird. But if he noticed she felt sad after her kids and this made her confident, I think he would feel happy. Like, yo, she's feeling better about herself.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I could give you that, but I'm like, because even though if he's saying, babe, you look good, whatever, she still probably want that validation from outside sources. So Black Sheepdog said he likes it. Look, but hey, like like we always think, man, like that attention is like dope for women. Like they get a high off of that attention. So, but all right, that's gonna be the conclusion of this impromptu live. Um, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to subscribe to Hold Up, Hear Me Out, though. The link is in the description of this video. Definitely like and subscribe the video. We appreciate you guys for coming through and being with us on a Wednesday night. Yeah, impromptu Wednesday night. June, definitely appreciate having you on the
Wait,
stream,
what
brother.
video do you have coming?
What?
What video?
You said what?
What video do you have coming?
Oh, the video that I have coming is an in-depth breakdown of Rasheem Carter. And he was a guy that in Mississippi who went and took a subcontractor job. And what town was that? Taylorsville. And within the first week of him being there, he wound up disappearing. They couldn't find him for months. And when they eventually found him, they basically found his bones, his head severed from his body. So now the mystery and everything is what happened to him. So we got an in-depth video covering that, where looking at all these other news articles and stuff, they speak about it, but they don't get into the in-depth story of what happened. And that video, we cover the in-depth story of what happened. So stay tuned for that. Click the notification bell so that you can be notified. I'm just waiting for YouTube to approve it or whatever, the monetization process, and we'll drop that video. So with that being said, is there anything that you ladies and gentlemen want to say before we wrap this up?
Stop
No,
being
I'm okay.
promiscuous.
Stop being promiscuous. Facts. I know, right? All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming out. God bless ya. Good night. Peace.